Hey guys, this is Zex and welcome to the Zex Talk. I had thought of making a list of my favorite shiny Pokémon. I went and found an image with every shiny form in the black and white games, and when I looked at the sheet, I couldn't really find that many that I liked. In fact, I found more that I disliked than I liked, much to my surprise. So then I thought I'd do my top worst shinies list. But when I looked through them, again I thought to myself, how can I choose? There are just so many. Ugh. And that's when I realized, damn, shinies suck. Right off the bat, I know what you're thinking. Zexaminite, shinies don't suck. Shinies are the bestest Pokemon of all of ever, and I fought so hard to get my shiny Magikarp. It's the best! Yeah, and you know what your shiny Magikarp is gonna evolve into? A shiny Gyarados! Congratulations! Seriously though, I'm not alone in this. I've talked to other people and they agreed that, for the most part, shinies really aren't all that special. So, that's why I want to go over the 6 reasons I think shinies suck. I've linked the sprite sheet that I've used below in case you want to follow along at home. So, let's just get right into it. Number 1, not enough difference. There are way too many shinies that have little to no difference to their non-shiny counterpart. To me, that's just a huge slap in the dick to any player. Except, you know, the ladies, I guess. But my point still stands. Do you know the encounter rate for shiny Pokemon? Less than 1 in 8,000. Meaning you could go through your entire game and never encounter a shiny once. In fact, I have. I've had playthroughs where I've never encountered a shiny Pokemon. In fact, other than the Gyarados in the Lake of Rage in Gen 2, I've only ever encountered one shiny. Luckily, I caught it. It was a Timber. Anyway, given that kind of encounter rate, you'd want a shiny to be something special, right? Something you can proudly show off to all your friends and fellow what the fuck is this? This looks no different from the original sprite, just slightly darker. Seriously, if they didn't have the stars next to them, would you even be able to tell it's a shiny without comparing it side by side to a non-shiny? 'Cause I sure as hell can't. It's like if you got a special card of a video game, and it's a mass-produced game, but you got the special one. I don't know, maybe you won a contest or something. And the only difference between your card and every other card is that it says limited edition, or some stupid shit like that on a little sticker on the back of your game. So you take your game, and you show your friends about how proud you are about your special game, and all your friends are like, dude, that looks just like the game I have. And you're like, yeah, but it's the sticker. Would your friends be impressed? I didn't think so. While there are a number of these, one I want to point out and I feel is the worst offender is Seal. Seal is a white Pokemon. Blank slate. You could do anything you wanted with it. So what do? They make it fucking white! I don't even understand! There's like no difference! It's the same thing! And I know some people are picky and would say, well, this is bone, and this is ivory, and this is eggshell. Fuck you, they're all white. Shinies without a color change. Slap in the dick. Number 2. Clashing colors. There seems to be a running theme of shinies with colors that clash. Like they're hard to look at, their colors clash so badly. Let's take a look at some of them. Yanma and Machoke both have this gross green color with this electric blue. Yeah, that's attractive. Victory Bell has a slightly different gross green color with electric blue. The blue and pink on Yanmega literally hurt my eyes to look at. It clashes so bad. Excadrill suffers from a similar problem, just inverted. And it's bad. Similarly, the electric blue and red on Scolipede hurt my eyes in the same way. Ouch. Same with Scorpy, but not as bad since it's just his eyes. The yellow and blue on Driftblim really do not go together. Gross. Salamence is cool! Green and orange Salamence is not cool! Why did people think that any of these colors belonged anywhere near each other? And someone approved of these designs? For shame, Game Freak. For shame. Number 3, Putrid Colors. Similar to my previous complaint, it seems like many of the shinies are recolored with abhorrently putrid colors. I love green, it's my favorite color, but puke green is disgusting and should never be used to color anything but puke. But for shinies, oh, that's a staple! Mamoswine, Hitmonlee, Mischievous, Machamp, Cascoon, Woobat, Spinda, I could go on, have all been respectfully recolored to puke green. How nice. Stantler may not be puke green, but he looks like if I licked him, he'd taste like a mojito. Look at Arbok. Look at him. Look at those colors. Shit brown and electric blue. Like if you ate a blue crayon and took a shit. I don't think Sigilyph was all that attractive to begin with, but what the fuck did they do to it? Pukey lime green combined with orange. Obviously designed by someone who's colorblind. Just because you have 16 million colors to work with doesn't mean you have to use them all. Emborg, just... what the fuck is this? Look at Garbodor. This is a horrible color that's painful to look at. And poor Garbodor. It's bad enough that he has the design of a split open trash bag making everyone hate him, but his shiny fucking sucks. Garbodor, just... I'm sorry you gotta put up with so much shit, man. Both figuratively and literally. These putridly colored shinies shouldn't even be called shiny. More like shitty. Look, I caught a shitty Arbok. Looks like shit. Fitting description. Number 4, they ruined the original design. Some of the recolors of the shinies actually ruined the original design of them. I don't even understand how they fucked things up this badly. Let's look at Sneasel. Sneasel is one of the first Dark-type Pokemon, and it has a pretty kick-ass design. Not the kick-assest, but still pretty kick-ass. It looks dark, and there's something sinister about it. So what do? They make it pink. Pink is not dark. It's not evil. It's certainly not badass in the least. It just ruins the whole image of Sneasel. It turns him into a fucking teddy bear! Call me a troll, but I think if I came up against a pink Sneasel, I'd kill it on purpose! Similarly, let's look at Honchkrow, another Dark-type Pokemon. Honchkrow has a really badass design. Look at him! He's a fucking mobster! He looks like a mafia leader! That is some badass right there. So what do? They make it pink. Again, pink is not dark, or badass, or evil, or anything that makes Honchkrow fucking awesome. It's pink. Honchkrow gets downgraded from mafia leader to fashionista. Woo, so dark. I don't have a lot to say about Miltank. It's not so much that the intent of the design was ruined, so much as she looks dead. This coloring of Miltank seriously makes her look like she was drowned. It's actually kind of creepy. Either way, bad choice of colors. Lugia. I don't think I have to reiterate my feelings of how not badass pink is, especially on badass Pokemon, but that's not my only problem with Lugia. Let's look at Ho-Oh. Not the most attractive in design or color, I admit, but let's look at the shiny. It's gold. Sorta like, you know, the game it's found in. Well, let's look at Lugia. It's from Pokemon Silver. I bet Lugia will be pink? Yeah, I don't understand this at all. Guess Ho-Oh has to be gold and silver for both of them. Scyther is a badass Pokemon, and Scizor is just as badass, if not more. In my personal opinion, I think Scyther's cooler, but I seem to be alone in this opinion. But Scizor is so freaking cool, though. It's a steel type, so it's got this red sheen and it looks like a fucking sports car. It's just so cool. And the shiny is even stupid. I get that it evolves from Scyther, who's green, but this isn't even Scyther's green. And if they wanted to make him green, Chrome Green could have made a really cool color and design for him. But nope. Obnoxious yellow green. That's what you get for being too cool, Scizor. I have a problem with the entire Dratini line. You can probably guess my problem with Dratini and Dragonair. But then there's Dragonite. Dragonite is a giant kick-ass dragon. Maybe not as kick-ass as Charizard, but he's not a dragon anyway. At least for the most part. So how do we make this cool Pokemon even cooler? Ugly green. Yeah, that'll make him cooler. I get that he's a dragon and our image of dragons is often that they're green, but did they have to go with the ugliest green in existence? The worst offender, however, is definitely Crocodile. Let's look at its first form, Sandile. It's got this little mask and whatever. And then it evolves into Crocorock and whoa, now it's got shades. It looks freaking awesome. And then it evolves into Crocodile and they turn into even awesomer shades. And it looks fucking awesome. Except the head that looks like a dick. Now you will never look at Crocodile without thinking that. You're welcome. But now let's look at the shiny line. Sandile looks fine, but things go very, very wrong by the time we get to Crocorock. I ask, where the hell did the shades go? This lowers Crocorock and Crocodile's coolness by about 500%. How do you even fuck up such a cool design this badly? Apparently, you take away the shades. Why ruin the designs with a recolor? You may as well color them only slightly different from the non-shiny, which I know was my first complaint, but it's a hell of a lot better than a pink Honchkrow or a shadeless Crocodile. Number 5, too much pink. I know I probably made this obvious in my last complaint, but there's too much pink. What color should we make shiny Hypno? How about pink? What about Vaporeon? Pink? Furret, pink. Heracross, pink. Mudkip, pink. Pink, 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 pink! Arrgh! I'm not talking about the ones that were originally pink, like Clefairy or Musharna. I don't have a problem with that because they were always pink. I can also understand the ones that make sense, like Spoink. Spoink is based on a pig. Pigs are pink, therefore Spoink is pink. However, there are an obnoxious number of Pokemon which are unnecessarily pink. I think this is mostly a personal thing, but that doesn't make me like these recolors. First, pink is my least favorite color. It irritates my eyes and I just think it's kind of ugly in a lot of cases. But on top of that, it seems like they made a ton of water Pokemon pink. Water is my favorite type, so you see my dilemma. My favorite type largely recolored to my absolute least favorite color. Yeah, I have a problem with that. Especially when some of my favorites, like Vaporeon, have a shiny that I can't stand. I know this is a personal thing, but it sucks nonetheless. Number 6, they don't make evolutionary sense. Now, this is a bit of a weird thing, but bear with me as I explain. Shinies that don't make sense from an evolutionary standpoint. Now, I realize I'm not the person who decides what makes sense and what doesn't in the Pokemon universe, but these are things that just kinda don't make any sense to me. First, we have Pokemon that normally have one color, but somehow change colors after evolving only when they're shiny. For example, Purloin and Liepard are both purple normally. Shiny Purloin is a different shade of purple, but when it evolves, shiny Liepard is red for some reason. The Marill line has the same issue. Azurill, Marill, and Azumarill all have the same blue color, basically. Azurill's color is a little lighter, but Marill and Azumarill have the same color. So we have shiny Azurill. It's green. Okay. Then it becomes a shiny Marill. Slightly different color of green. Makes sense. But then when it becomes Azumarill, suddenly it's yellow? What? And it doesn't even look nice. The way Azurill's sprite is colored is made for darker or at least cooler colors. The yellow makes its eyes and mouth look blurry. If they had colored it the same color as Marill, just in terms of integrity of the sprite, at least it would have looked a little better. Then there are some that change and then change back. Let's look at Chansey's line. Happiny, Chansey, and Blissey are all pink. Slightly different shades of pink, but pink. So let's talk about the shinies. Happiny is pink. Okay, not the best, but whatever. Then it evolves into Chansey, which is green. You've lost me. I don't understand this at all. And I might be able to look past this. Happiny is a baby Pokemon after all, and baby Pokemon work a little differently than regular Pokemon. But then it evolves into Blissey and it's pink again! It makes no sense! I don't even understand! And it's not like they were unaware of what the next generation was going to be. Chansey and Blissey were both around when they first started having shiny Pokemon, so they fucked this up from the beginning. A lot of these also seem to be sorely missed opportunities in my opinion. Let's look at Psyduck. It's yellow. It evolves into Golduck, which is blue. So, if we have a shiny Psyduck that's blue, it must evolve into a Golduck that's... still blue? Yeah, this did not meet my expectations. I mean, it seems so obvious. Yellow to blue, blue to yellow. That would be the logical thing, but no. This is Pokemon. There is no logic. Another line I found disappointing was the Ghastly line. All the Pokemon in this line are colored purple in some way. So let's look at the shinies. Shiny Ghastly. Whoa, that's badass. Blue gas. Okay, let's look at Haunter. That's really badass too. He's outlined in blue. I bet Gengar's gonna look really... Oh, what the fuck? Just looking at this without a comparison, I couldn't even tell that this was different from the original. I mean, I guess he's kinda bluish. Sorta. But it's not obvious like with Ghastly or Haunter, and he doesn't look different at all. I was hoping for the same kind of blue color that we saw with the first two. If we're only looking at the shinies, Cloyster looks more like he belongs to this evolutionary line than Gengar does. There. That's better. But let's talk about the worst offender of this category, being both a missed opportunity and making no evolutionary sense. Let me try to recreate my exact reaction to this one. Keeping in mind, I'm looking off the sprite sheet that I've linked below, so this was the order that I saw them in. What's up with that Nidoran female? Looks weird. Oh wait, that's a Nidoran male. That's cool. And Nidorino. And Nidoking. Holy shit, these are recolored to be the same as the female line. Mind blown, cock rocked. Let's look at the female line. I wonder if they're pink like the male line is. Yes. Yes. What the fuck is this shit? I don't know where this came from or why it exists, but it needs to die in a fire! Seriously, I was completely trolled by Game Freak. It's... what the fuck? It makes no sense! If you were going to recolor the one line to look like the other, why wouldn't you recolor the other line to look like the other? In fact, Nidoqueen falls under most of my complaints for the shinies. Evolutionarily, it makes no sense not being even remotely similar to its predecessors, and not making it purple was a completely missed opportunity. It's got pink in it. The design is ruined by the color, whereas the original just kinda looks dinosaur-y with the white plates. Shiny Nidoqueen looks like she's wearing an ill-fitting saggy bra and granny panties. The colors clash with each other, and each is completely putrid in its own right. And there may be a handful of you out there who might cry, "Oh, graphical limitations of the Game Boy Color." But no, you cannot tell me that they were capable of making this into this, but not this into this. The only complaint of mine it doesn't violate is looking too much like the original, but that would have been ingenious compared to this shit. It's a huge fuck you to every trainer who's ever struggled to find and catch a shiny. This is a trophy constructed out of dog shit. Do you want a trophy like that? I didn't think so. It is my new life's mission to find one of these, simply to kill it with fire, because that is exactly what it deserves. This is an insult to players everywhere, and I curse the day it was created! So now that we've established that most shinies just suck, I can't help but ask, why do we do it? Why do we subject ourselves to all the heartache and suffering that trying to catch shinies entails? Is it just that they're rare? Yeah, that's basically it. No matter what they look like, we want the privilege of saying that first, we played hard enough to find these Pokemon, and second, that we were strong and smart enough to catch them. Are they ugly? Yes. Do they make crappy trophies? Yes. But that's not going to stop you from catching them. It's not going to stop me either. So, happy catching, and best of luck with the shinies. Ugly as they may be. I'm Zexonite, and this has been the Zex Talk. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.